Welcome to our presentation. This is your presenter, Bituro Pascali Kazeri. Today, our topic is group. Group is one of the unit of analysis of sociologists. It is a subject matter that sociologists study. When we say a group, we are actually referring to a collection of individuals with the same characteristics and aim to achieve a certain common goal. And when we say characteristic, we are actually referring to norms, values, and expectations. So if there are individuals who have share the same value, share the same norms, and have the same expectation, when they come together, then what the result is a group. And one very important characteristic of a group that these people, these two individuals, or whatever, 2 or 3 individuals, interact regularly. You cannot form a group if you meet you commute with someone in transport system. Let's say from a certain town to another town, you are together, you are interacting, but the interaction is not irregular. So you cannot call it a group. But also in a group there are influences that one individual influences another. There is a situation where one member is in a group is able to influence another member. And every member has got a defined role in that group. And also a defined status. So if those things are not there, then that is not a group. So we have a group where we have individuals who interact together regularly. They share the same characteristics. They can influence each other. They have got defined roles, and they have got defined status. Why does people form groups? We form groups for a number of reasons. One is to get the sense of belonging, the sense of identity. Second, we form group in order to be safe. We are security. The issue of security is very important. The issue of identity, and then the second is the issue of security. Third, it's the issue of status. Fourth, self-esteem. This is important because self-esteem is very important. Another reason is affiliation. I belong to. It becomes a source of pride that I belong to. The other reason why we form groups is to enhance or gain and enhance power. That individually, collectively, individually you can achieve a lot. Individually you can achieve, but collectively you can achieve more. And another reason why people form groups is because you increase the chances of achieving your goals than if you are doing it individually. There are two major types of groups. The first type is primary group. It's primary because it's primary in the real sense of the word primary, because it is small in size. The characteristic of it is small in size. It is emotional. The emotional ties are stronger. The people are neatly and connected. It is survival is longer than the other groups. Primary groups also gives you social identity. It is primary, that is the first group where an individual can start to form before exploring the other option. And but a good example of a primary group is a family or peer group or cohort group. So those three types. The family, where one individual who is a husband, another individual who is becomes a wife, and it's the children that they bring in. In a peer group, that is immediate after a family, that you come together with a group from another family in the neighborhood, and that creates another group, the cohort group, that your sibling, your elder sibling, will be in a peer group with his the first sibling of another family in the neighborhood, and the second cohort will follow in their groups. So we find the second born, they have got their groups, the second born, their groups, and that's will continue. Even in the school, the class of 20 of 1 year will create their own cohort, and the other one will create their cohort, which is different and identical to other cohort. The second type of group is a secondary group, and this can be they've got their own unique description. The second group are larger in terms of size, and in terms of emotion, they are less emotional. That the emotional attachment is not very high. They are more impersonal, as opposite to the primary group, which is more personal. And this, as opposed to a primary group, they exist over a shorter time compared to the primary group. And examples of primary group, secondary group include the campus groups, that you are in a school and a college for 3-5 years, 2-3-5 years. Then after that groups just die off. Religious group is also another type of secondary group. Business group, political groups, and the civics organizations. This brings in examples of groups. How do we form groups? There are processes of forming groups. The formation of groups are undergo something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stages. The first stage is forming. Forming, that's where it starts to constitute itself. So at the beginning, they show retro agreement between the people who want, the individual want to form the group. And this is particularly for the primary group. The secondary group. Sometimes the purpose is not clear. And there is no clear guidance and direction. Then after the forming stage, it goes to the second stage, which is storming stage. In the storming stage, conflict started to arise between the group members for competition of status, and but that conflict results into clear clarity. So people started to increase clarity, what actually is needed, what people actually want, so they define the things. But at that stage, there is also a power struggle. Who is going to be who, and who is not going to be who in the group. Then the storming stage gives a way to norming stage. In the norming stage, things started to be normalized. There is a consensus and agreement. There's a clear roles and the responsibility are created, and the facilitation. So who has got a certain ability started to, like say, who can write the constitutions, who can write the rules and the rules and the regulations, who is the ability, who has got the connection, who can go to registers, who know how to register, and who know where the groups can be registered. Then the norming stage gives place for the performing stage, which is the first stage. In the performing stage, then the clear vision and the purpose of the group is formed. Now the focus turns to how to achieve those goals, and then the delegation of power takes place. So that's where they start to get the status. They don't get the chairman and whatever we do. Then the last one is the adjourning. So there's an adjournment. Well, we are in agreement, and I think now we have done it, we have completed. Now we have the group, and this is how we are going to do it. Thank you for listening, and please don't forget to share, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to get more on the groups, please follow our next discussion and the presentation about a group.